In this session we're going to look at making vehicles using Blender. Now, one of the things about vehicles is that they're quite often symmetrical on the x-axis. So we're going to make a vehicle, and I thought a nice easy one to make would be a spaceship, especially as it doesn't have to look like anything in particular. So anyway, I've got my default cube here, which I'm going to use to create my spaceship. Now, as it's being symmetrical, I'm going to use a tool here. So we've got the modifier, and the modifier is going to be mirror. Now we're going to modify in the x-axis. Now you can't actually see the modifier here, but if I switch into edit mode and then just move the whole thing across, you can see we've got the mirror image on the x-axis there. Just going to bring that back and go back into object mode. Right, so the thing is we've got to get rid of this left hand side of it so we can see the mirror image. So back into edit mode, I'm going to deselect everything using the A key. There we go, everything deselected. I use this for loop, cut and slide. I use this an awful lot for modeling. Other people do things in different ways, but that's okay. So I'm going to choose loop, cut and slide, and as I move around on this you can see it divides it up in different directions. So I want this vertical. Now the idea of a loop, cut and slide is you click it into place and it's right in the middle, and then you can slide it left or right in this case, or up and down if it's a horizontal one, but that's fine. So I'm just going to press enter, and now it's divided my block into halves. So what I want to do is get rid of this half so I can see my reflection. So the way I'm going to do this, I want to select all 4 vertices here. Now I could do it just by selecting the vertex and then clicking on this one and shift clicking on the next one. So I've got all 4 vertices selected. I'm going to do it a different way though. So A again. I'm just going to look at it from the front view. So I'm just going to go to the front. And I don't really want the perspective in it. And I'm going to click on this button here. So it's got a black background at the moment, which means it's inactive. And now I can select both the vertices in front and the ones at the back. Right, so nothing is selected at the moment, so I'm going to use the B key, and that's going to allow me to select using a marquee tool. Right, so there we have them all selected, and I want to delete them. So I can hit delete, or I can click X, and it brings up these, so it's the vertices I want to delete. Right, so it looks the same, but this, remember, this is the reflection. I've also cut half of that reflection away. Okay, let's go back to the perspective view. I'm going to go back into object mode so we can see it as it is before. I haven't actually applied this modifier yet, it's still active. I'm going to lift it out of the mesh so I can work on it without it being in the mesh. Back into edit mode. So this is going to be my spaceship. It's a bit blocky for a spaceship, so I'm just going to move out some of the faces. So I'm going to select, I've got face select here. Let's make it a bit longer. Okay, perhaps I want it a bit flatter than that, and maybe a bit wider too. Okay, but I mean, you can choose your own spaceship, of course, as you wish. Now I'm going to do a bit of shaping. So I'm going to go to the edge select and put a bit of basic shaping into my, I'm going to select this edge and move that in. As you can see, the other side follows in the same way. I'm going to move this edge down. Right, so think of it a bit like a block of wood. So I'm just roughing out the shape of this thing. Right, I'm just going to turn this off again now because I don't really want to choose backwards by mistake. Right, I'm going to bring this down now. So I'm going to choose the vertex selector and then right click up here. And it does it. Okay, it's beginning to look a bit more like a spaceship, I guess. So bring that down a bit more. Right, now I want to get a bit of shape in here, so again I'm going to use the loop cut and slide. Remember, I only work on the left hand side of the ship. So there's my loop cut. I'm just going to move that in a bit there. That's fine. Right, a bit more shaping then. So I'm going to move this bit up. So again, just that point. So that gives it a bit of extra shaping. I think I'll bring another one in here as well. So another loop cut and slide. There we go. That's fine. And this point here. Bring that down. And then bring this point down a bit further. And perhaps out a bit as well. Yeah, maybe. Okay, I'm going to put another loop cut around here now. So this one's this side. Okay, and that gives me, click there. Now I'm going to select this edge and pull that out a bit. Keep moving around to see what the effect is. Right, I'm going to move these points out a bit now. Down a bit more. And down a bit at the front here. Perhaps this one down. Okay, as you can see, I'm just fiddling about with things now. I think I'll put some shaping at the bottom there, so select this edge. Move that up a bit. I think I need to splay that out a bit more. So choose this point and that point as well. So both out. There we go. Okay, that's looking good. Right, so I'm going to move this point in now. Give that sort of wing effect. Okay, perhaps up a bit. Right, it's getting there. I want to select this whole line here, so I'm going to select that part, then shift that part. Let's get onto the line select. Right, so I've selected all three of those. I'm going to move those out as well. Get a bit more of a raked angle there. Okay. And again a bit of shaping. These points in the middle, you mustn't move them aside because remember that this is a reflection, so you can only move them up and down or forward and backwards. Right, so I'm sure you've got better things to do than watch me fiddle about with this for ages, so I'm going to leave it like that. Okay. There's always a bit of fiddling about to be done, isn't there? Just move that out a bit more. Okay, that's going to be my spaceship's shape. So I'm going to go back into the object mode now, and I'm going to apply that particular modifier. Right, so that combines both sides of it. Now, the next thing to do, of course, would be to add some decoration to this, and this involves a bit of UV unwrapping, which we'll have a look at next time.